it's a big step forward because I never really openly talk about the problems that I have internally. I've always just brushed them off. I've always just kept them inside. Got all these internal battles and relationships, and for a while I was on top. It's like a battle, like a war between the body and the mind, especially when you're coming from a place of addiction and of weakness. And there's a lot of things that I've won over. I have eradicated from my life, but there's some things that the relationship is formulating into something a little bit different, and that is with my inner demons. You know, there's no benefit to these demons other than hedonism and instant gratification. Pleasure in life is not something to be taken for granted, especially when you're not in a position to be doing that. Over the past few months, I've been working really hard to win this war, win this battle against my inner demons. And I think I was at the point where I was just completely suppressing them, and now they've got the catalyst of this environment, and now they're coming back with vengeance. I've always known the demons, I've always known their existence, I've always known what it is exactly that they are trying to get me to do and what they, a lot of the time, win me over to do. However, they're a part of my internal dialogue, they're a part of the desires of my body. And I think I've been wrong to completely suppress them and to completely wage war against them, because that's what I've been doing and it hasn't been working out so far. You know, I can't come from a place of hate, I'm not a hateful person. But this idea of like detachment and polarized warfare between two parts of me, it doesn't seem very productive. It doesn't seem very, I don't know, it doesn't seem like me, right? You know, you got people like David Goggins who has totally and utterly waged war and won against the internal demons. You know, it worked for him. Maybe it'd work for me as well if I wasn't just being such a little bitch. I think understanding, realizing and accepting these inner demons, everyone's got them telling you to do this, just, oh, it's okay to do that, I'll just do this one thing, oh, it's not that bad. You know, they don't seem like demons, but the truth is the only positive thing that comes from listening to them is that small bit of instant gratification, and you just feel like shit afterwards. You get this clarity. I used to get it all the time when I smoked weed. I would smoke weed, or I would have stuff planned out for the entire day. Then I would smoke weed. Then I'd be pissed, and then I'd think about changing my entire life while I was high, and then I would never do anything. Or I would eat some shit food, feel like shit, and then I'd be like, I'm never eating that again. I'm never doing that again. It's just like weird clarity that the demon has been satisfied momentarily, and then it's just back to shit, and you're just weak against it. It's a really strange phenomena. You need to build a relationship with these demons. You need to understand that what they're getting you to do, what they're making you do. I go into this sort of zombie state where I don't have control, and I don't like it. Where, you know, I'd think about eating some chocolate or something, and then it's not really much that happens between thinking about it and going to get it. I just sort of enter in sort of a zombie state, under control from these demons, and I go and I go and buy some shit. So it's a really weird position I'm in that I know exactly what I need to do. I know exactly what I need to not do. The first step that I need to do is do some shadow work, some real shadow work. Sit down and confront and talk with and build a relationship with these demons and see what they want, see what their agenda is. Coming up to day 100 of the vlog, and I decided that for day 100 I'm going to do a 100-minute meditation. I'm going to do some shadow work, and then 100-minute meditation, and that's in 2 days. So we got 2 days of sparking, rehashing this relationship, this conversation, and then preparing for the meeting. Alright, basically just been working all day, so there's not really too much to show you. Obviously I did my primal flow this morning, went on a little bike ride. I went to try and post a parcel, but couldn't do it because the post office is shut on a Sunday. But the demons are still living strong inside me. You know, I'm winning a lot of the battles, but I'm also losing quite a few of them, which, you know, sucks, considering I worked so hard to defeat them in the first place. It's like this constant battle between the body and the mind, between myself and, you know, this existence that I have. I was so used to these bad habits before. I was so used to the convenience of life. I was so used to how easy it is to not only have these bad habits, but for them to really mold me into something that I didn't like in the first place. And that entire part of my life, I really do not like. I do not get on with it. You know, I talk about this zombie state that I go into when it comes to sugar. And yes, I get into this zombie state that it feels like I have no control over myself, over, you know, from when I first have that inkling, that thought of eating some shit food and then physically going to go and get that food. It's not like it's here because I don't buy it to have it, because it just doesn't work like that for me. I can't have it here and not eat it. That's the programming that I have become accustomed to, that I have fallen victim to, shall we say. But I can still hear the internal dialogue. You know, once I'm en route there, I don't think I've ever turned around and not got it. Say if I was going to the shops, say if I was on my way home from somewhere or en route to somewhere else, I can easily divert. I can easily not go to the shops and not buy stuff. But once that state has taken over me and gone for the explicit purpose of buying the shit food, I've never turned around. And that is something I struggle with. I have to admit, I have to accept it. It's a very challenging predicament to be in, because I know the effects of it. I know that there is no positive benefits to it other than just instant gratification. I know the negative effects that it has not only on my body, on my mind. It makes me feel weak. It makes me feel helpless. But I do hear the internal dialogue. I do hear the debate that I have. Once it first comes into my mind, I will be combating it. But the thought and my body and the demon itself will be overpowering. And it's just too easy to kneel and to let it take charge. And this is something I've dealt with for a very long time. A very, very long time. I'd say since the start of my journey with chronic pain and with the mental health struggles that I face. I can't lie and say it's an easy battle. I can't lie and say that I am fully in control of my body just yet. It's a long, treacherous battle. It's a long, treacherous journey. It's a struggle for real. There's battles and demons that everyone faces. Everyone's got their own image that they have of themselves, you know. As much as I see myself as strong and smart and all these positive things, this strength that I align my mind with, you know, the power of the demons inside me they're quite formidable. I'm just about to head out now. My friend's about to pick me up and getting go for a skate. And I've got a whole bunch of stuff I need to burn, so I invited a few mates around to come for a bonfire. So I'm not really going to have too much time to talk between now and then. I thought I would just do a little recap of the day. Well, a closing to the day. I'm going to take my camera out, get some skate clips, hopefully. And, you know, film a little bit of that. So that'll be after this talk. But, you know, the main topic I wanted to talk about today was these internal demons, because I know everyone's got their own battles, and this is something I appreciate more and more. You know, everyone has their own battles that they go through. It's unique to them, yet it feels special and completely tailored to you. Some people struggle with some things, some people struggle with other things. Everyone struggles with something. There are no perfect people, you know, and I think a lot of the time, everyone has these troubles, everyone has these issues, everyone has these internal battles, but no one ever, well, rarely ever talks about them externally. You know, I've found that the people who talk about their problems are not people who are actively looking for help. They are either looking for sympathy, or they're looking for some way to, in some form, show off. And I think that's been the case a lot with chronic pain and fibromyalgia, is that, you know, I see a lot of these videos of chronic pain sufferers or people with fibromyalgia, and it's just like a 12-minute video, like a day in the life, or like a one-time thing, or like time-lapsed my journey. And it's just disrespectful, you know, to people who do genuinely suffer with these internal battles between their mind and their body. You know, I see my mind as so much more elevated above my body. And I accept that that's the position I've put myself in. That's the result of the actions I've taken, of letting my body and the hedonism really let it have its own way. But I think people don't discuss their problems because, well, it's hard. It's very hard to accept that you have a problem. It's very hard to accept that weakness in your life. And, you know, yes, I've come very, very far since the beginning of my journey. It's still something I struggle with on a daily basis. And I can positively affirm myself as much as I like. But it doesn't take away from the fact that this relationship I have with myself, with these internal demons, is, well, it's intricate. And it's become such a part of my life that I'm not entirely sure what way I will be able to fully overcome the demons, you know. I describe them as demons because that is the only way I can sort of imagine it, really, is that there is no positive, there is no benefit to them, and that is what is encompassed in the name demon, right? Is evil and wrongdoing. It can be so hard. The first step of acceptance is very difficult. The next step of speaking your truth, of outwardly talking about it, you know, the acceptance is internal and the talking about it is external. That's a whole nother thing. Whether I talk about it to someone or to you, to the camera, just getting it out in the open, it was very hard for me to do that at first, but, you know, it's a very real truth that I have to live with. And they're both very hard steps. And then figuring out what to do about it, how to tackle it, how to fight it, how to beat it. It's another very hard step. You know, there's 3 very difficult, very challenging, very complex mechanisms in this war on your internal demons. And, you know, it makes a lot of sense why people live this life of convenience, why people choose the easy road, and people let themselves down. People get to this point of seemingly no return sometimes. It's because it's just so much easier to hate yourself, to allow these demons to win, to take over your life, and just to hate yourself for it. So much easier because you don't have to accept anything. You don't have to understand and appreciate and accept that you are the problem, that everything in your life is down to you, down to me. It's very hard to then openly admit that. It's very hard to go deep into your problems. It's very hard to articulate how weak you are. And then once you've done all that, it's very hard to take the steps to build the discipline to start fighting. You know, it's all well and good. This is day 98, I think, of the vlog. I've been doing this 98 days in a row. Now that is a huge accomplishment to me in of itself, just doing this 98 days in a row. And I think watching back these videos, I can see the development in my communication skills, in my openness. There's a lot of things that I would hide from the videos. When I first started, I was open because I was on such a powerful start to the journey. And then sort of in the middle, I was hiding things from the camera, or, you know, not specifically talking about certain things as much. Whereas now I just have to appreciate and understand that I've been weak, and I am currently weak of the body to these demons. You know, being around people that don't push you in the right direction or support you in whatever endeavors you do is, well, it can be detrimental, but the main point is that it's all internal. The battle is internal. The battle is divine. It's powerful stuff. I come to realize that there's very few people who are in my position of having dealt with chronic pain and weakness for over 10 years at my age as a male. You know, fibromyalgia, chronic pain, is usually prevalent in women aged 30 and plus. And so my situation itself is a strange and unique one. And it's a journey that I've, well, been very lonely on since the beginning of dealing with. I know that no one can relate to me. I know that no one can truly understand and appreciate the fight that I've had to do to even be here today. It's been a struggle, you know, and I've tried to battle it in so many different ways. And they've all led me to one realization that it is all internal. It is all in the mind. And I believe the only thing that can help me is God, the creator, not the God of this world, the creator of everything. And I believe that inside me is that. Tried many different things. And even as of recent, my prayer and my meditation has slipped, has been slacking. I have to admit that. And the conveniences of modern life, the conveniences that the demons present themselves as, have been, they've been winning out. And I think even talking about it now for 17 minutes, I think is a big step forward, because I never really openly talk about the problems that I have internally. I've always just brushed them off. I've always just kept them inside. And I think that this is very, very important step moving forward. You know, I've got 2 more days and we're at 100 days, big milestone. And I'll be celebrating with a very long meeting with myself and with these demons. Just know that everyone goes through shit. Everyone's got struggles. Everyone's got pains, especially me. And yeah, we'll win, you know. I'm on the right path. I've got the right help. It's only a matter of time, you know. Just got to find the right way.